couldn't find any good videos on this, so I'm just going for it. But looks like it comes out pretty easy. It's really hard to diagnose stuff on these trucks without at least knowing you have a good TIPM. So, all right, so I'm having a couple weird issues with my truck. They're electronic issues. No good real way to trace them down. Anyways, I think it all leads to the TIPM. All of a sudden I lost connectivity to my OBD2 port, and there's no good real way to figure out what's causing that, since there's so many things that give input to that pin on the plug. But anyways, pin 14, low voltage. I also have no trailer brakes with the factory trailer brake controller. Everything's got good fuses, so really there's no explanation for anything to not be working. So bought a whole new one of these from what do I call it, Circuit Board Medics. I had a few people tell me these are good units there, so gonna pull this out, put the new one in. Hopefully that solves all my problems. Otherwise, I don't know where to start. But that's where I'm at right now. Hopefully this thing's not too hard to pull out. My OBD port used to work because I have a Smarty tuner, and I plugged it in and changed the tune a few times. And then I bought the Edge Insight to keep an eye on everything. Wired up EGT sensor and all the harness to plug all that into the Insight. Got the Insight, plugged it in, and I have no connectivity. And then I thought maybe it was something to do with the Smarty tune being on there, so I went to plug the Smarty in to put the factory tune back on, and that wouldn't connect. So that's where I'm at. Truck works fine. I mean, there's no real issues other than no trailer brakes. But yeah, no, there's no weird electrical issues, just other than now I can't get the OBD2 port to work, and I'd love to get the factory brake controller working without buying a new one. I just don't think doesn't really make any sense that the OEM one's not working. So gonna start here. All right, so first things first, disconnect the battery. It's 8 millimeters, 8 mil wrench, 2 seconds. Next is pulling this cable off the TIPM. That is a 13 mil, another 2 seconds. And then after that, flathead screwdriver, pop these little nubs here. There's 4, boom, 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 boom. And then this thing just pulls right out, and then you got to deal with some plugs, it looks like. I couldn't find any good videos on this, so I'm just going for it. But looks like it comes out pretty easy, almost as if Chrysler knew these things were pieces of crap and would need replaced. So that looks about like it. I'm gonna start disconnecting this and see if there's anything else that's actually difficult. Doesn't look like it though. Okay, those all came out pretty easily. I had a couple problems with these two. They were a little tricky. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but one of the little tabs broke off right there. That's like the pivot point. As you can see, it's still there on this one. Right there. It's gone there, so hopefully it doesn't give me problems in the future, but I don't think it will, because it should still clip in right there. Anyways, it's all out. Not too hard. So far, it's a bit easier than I had anticipated, luckily. This thing's got some weight to it. There must be some stuff going on in there. Decently heavy for what it is. And here's the new one. Hopefully this does the trick. The fixes that they list on their website do not include any of the problems I'm having, so not too comforting there, but I know these things can cause a whole range of issues, so figure this is the place to start, because there's really not a good way to track down CAN bus problems. All right, just got everything plugged back in. I didn't really pay attention to how this stuff was orientated, but it goes back together pretty much as you would expect. Looks like all this stuff is locked in anyways. It just kind of drops back in there, it looks like. Oh yeah, snaps right in. And that's it. Let's see if this thing actually fixed anything, or if I just spent $400 plus the core. We'll see. All right, don't forget to hook up your power there, and then your batteries. 13 mil, 8 mils on the batteries. Okay, so I haven't fired this thing up yet, but as I inspect this thing, I don't see any obvious corrosion anywhere on these connections, so not sure that oh, there is a little bit right there, as you can see, that bright blue. So hopefully this fixes it. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but this is essentially the first place to start. It's really hard to diagnose stuff on these trucks without at least knowing you have a good TIPM. So either way, I guess I got to start there. Kind of hurts the wallet, but it is what it is. Okay, so next up we got a startup procedure. Pretty much connect the batteries. Once they're hooked back up, turn the key to on position. Don't start for 45 seconds. Let all the modules completing startup sequences. The TIPM will perform a configuration relearn with the vehicle. Check engine light will be solid and it'll blink a few times and go solid again. That indicates the procedure is completed. Next step is complete a global reset. Disconnect the positive and negative battery cables and then zip tie them together to do a full drain for 5 minutes. Once 5 minutes pass, connect the battery cables in the correct position, start the vehicle and check for proper function. There may be stored codes in the TIPM. Not all code readers will distinguish between stored and active codes. Changes occur, give them a call. So, all right, I'm gonna key on 45 seconds. Hopefully the check engine light will do its thing. Blink and then go solid, and then I'll disconnect both batteries again. And connect the negative and positives to make sure you fully drain everything. They want all the modules to be completely drained of any power for 5 minutes. So here we go. All right, gonna do the key on. 45 seconds. Not seeing any check engine light. Seeing the door open, battery light. Service trailer brake system, that's not a great sign. No, we do have a check engine light on, but not blinking. Give it a couple more seconds. 35, 36, 37, 38, blah, blah, blah. Still solid. No trailer, that's correct. Door is open, that's correct. All right, it's been 45 seconds. Maybe it's complete, maybe it didn't take that long and I just didn't catch it blinking. So do the battery disconnect now. Okay, so they want you to just zip tie your terminals together. They don't quite reach on this truck. So I just use jumper cables. 2 reds to each other. Obviously this wire goes all the way around to this one. So just jumping these 2 together. You could use anything, but jumper cables are the easiest thing I had around. And the blacks to this one, doesn't matter. Could be vice versa, or red on this side, it really doesn't matter. You're just using each one of these to connect one another just to jump them together to fully drain. Five minutes, counting down, while I let this paint job dry in the engine bay over here.